Okay, good morning. So we are about ready to start once again for anyone who was a little later to tune in. My name is Michelle, and I'm the cost reporting epidemiologist at the Department of Health Services. Many of you have emailed me, and I am joined here with.
Hi, everyone. This is Joseph Spadafino. I'm the program manager of cost reporting and discharge data review.
So this webinar is for our new reporting system. In the past, we received all of the cost reporting submissions via our cost reporting at azdhs.gov email, and you would send the files and you would get confirmation that we received them. Sometimes it would be a little late. Sometimes the naming conventions would be wrong. So this new website where you submit your reports will fix all of that, and hopefully will be easy for everyone to use because it's making our lives easier at the Department of Health. So I'm going to go through and show you how to use it. It's very simple. This probably won't take more than 20 minutes, but then we'll have plenty of time to answer any questions you'll have at the end. So feel free to type those out in the chat box. Okay. So to get to the new reporting website, you can simply go to our cost reporting site, which you guys should all be pretty familiar with. And if you aren't, you can simply Google AZDHS cost reporting, and it should be the first link that comes up. So since we are nursing care institutions today, we'll click on the nursing care tab, and this all needs to be updated still, especially because of our new system. But for now, you can find the link to our new website right here where it says public information/report. So when you click that, it opens up a new link or a new tab, and this is where you will submit your cost reports from now on. So first, when you get to this new page, you have to make sure you're on the right tab, and since we're all nursing homes, you just click the nursing homes tab. And then if you are searching for a specific facility, you can simply type it into the address. Or if you want a list of all of the licensed facilities, you can just press the search button and it will bring up all of our licensed facilities, 17 pages. So there they all are. So I'm going to do a sample upload. I just picked a couple random nursing facilities. And the first one I'm going to do, so you just type in your search, and it should bring up everything that is under whatever name you typed in, or you can, if you just typed in Arizona, it will bring up all of the facilities that have Arizona in their name. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. When you click it, it should highlight. It's very hard to see, but it does highlight gray. And you can also click two at a time or as many as you want at a time, and you can see that they are both highlighted now. But for uploading, we are only going to pick one. And then you click on the Upload Reports button. Okay, so here it brings you to this page where there's a box that says Drop Files Here. This is a very simple process. You simply drag and drop your files, and you can choose up to 10 files, and you put them in this box, and they'll pop up. So you can see the first one is automatically highlighted, and that's the one that you start with, and you fill out the information at the bottom. And if you named your files with the correct naming convention, it should automatically fill out the report type for you. So you just need the effective date. I'm just going to choose any date here. Then you click next, and then it will automatically start with the subsequent file. And you have to go in order, otherwise it will mess the system up and you'll have to restart your submission. So just make sure you go in order. And it's very important that you guys put the correct dates in, because that will determine your file's name and what the fiscal year is in the naming convention. So if you accidentally put in a 2018, then it will mess up the fiscal year and we'll have to go in and correct that. So if you're submitting for 2017, make sure you put in the correct dates. Okay. Okay, so once you finish your last file, it will prompt you to enter in your contact information. And we need this in order to contact the submitter if there's anything wrong with the files. Okay, so once you finish putting in your information, you click next again, and the submit button at the bottom right hand field will turn red. So now you're ready to submit, so you click it. And then you'll get a pop-up, and it will tell you which files failed to upload. In this case, it was the rates and charges file, and it will tell you why it didn't upload, and this says that it was an invalid version number and the report didn't contain all the required fields. So you can go back, you can make sure you're using the correct version number that we have available to you for you online, and just make sure you have certain fields like the facility ID or the license number or the date filled in. Otherwise, we will reject the reports. And if there's a case where you can't figure out what is wrong with your submission, then you can always email the cost reporting at azdhs.gov email, and we will be happy to help figure it out with you. Okay, so those files were submitted, and certain files have to get approved on an internal end before they show up in the facility name. So I'm going to do that really quick. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to approve, and approve. And then, so once we, on the department's end, approve your files, which require us to look over, you will receive an email with confirming either that we approved or rejected your file. So this is an email that I just accepted, the attestation for the rates and charges, And if I had rejected it, it would tell you that it was rejected. And then you can, again, figure out why or contact us and we'll help you determine why your file was rejected. And if you ever submit a file by mistake or want to update any files, just let us know and we will, on our end, delete any files that need revision and whatnot. Okay, so I'll do one more example so you can see how quick this is. And I'll do the Tucson, Arizona State Veteran Home Facility. I'll upload reports, drag and drop, enter the start date, So I have to start over because I clicked the next too many times. So you really have to kind of go through this and make sure you're doing it in order and don't miss anything. Otherwise, it will make you start over. So I'll just do it again. Okay, so again, enter your contact information. And then submit. Okay, and once again, there was an issue with one of the files, and it gives you a brief rundown of why it wasn't accepted, and always reach out to us if you're having a difficult time figuring it out. So it's always a good idea also to use the show reports option so you can make sure you're submitted. And also, if you ever are looking to download any of the cost reports, they are public records, so they are available to the public as well as you all. So you can simply download it using this function, the show reports function, straight to your computer. So here you can see the 2017 submissions. And if I wanted to download them to my computer, I can click as many as I want, press download, and it will give you a zip file, and you can save them. Okay, so now you can see all of the files there, and you can open them up and save them to your computer. Okay, so that's basically how it works. Pretty simple, but since this is a new program for us, there still might be some bugs we need to work out. So if there is anything you guys notice while you're using it, it's really helpful to us if you let us know. And I see we have a couple questions. So one of the questions was whether we complete the UAR outside of this portal still, and then you upload to the portal. So yes, that is correct. So you still would download the files from our web page, which are the most up-to-date files, and complete them, and then you would open up this portal from that link that's on our web page as well, and drag and drop them into there. So if there's any other questions, we will hang tight for a little bit just to make sure we answer everything. So please type your questions in and we'll be happy to answer them. Okay, so one question is, can we drag and drop right from our window toolbar? So the way this works is you can drag and drop the files, but you can't drag and drop a whole folder. It has to be each individual file, and it should work from your window toolbar. It does not work if you're dragging and dropping from an email. And then another question is, does the schedule of rates and charges have to be submitted with the cost reports? In the past, they have only been required when you change your rates. It's a good question because there's a little confusion with that. I know in the past we had made it a requirement to submit rates and charges. However, that's not in our statutes, so we only require rates and charges if you're opening up a new facility before you provide services, or if you're changing or updating your rates and charges. However, it's always good practice to try and submit them once a year just to make sure we have the most up-to-date file in our system. Another question is, do you have to upload all of the files at one time? No, you don't. If you've completed your UAR, but you still are working on your Medicare cost report, then you can go ahead and submit separately or as time permits. You just need to submit before 150 days past your fiscal year end date. So you can go ahead and submit whenever and as many as you want. So another question is if we updated the UAR form, and no, it's still the 2016 format. If there were to be an update, we would put it on our web page. So it's always a good idea to download the files straight from the web page. Okay, another question is, if you file your reports in a timely manner, but there are errors that we are notified via email by you later, are we still considered a timely filer? Like, did we meet our date of submission? And yes, because the submission was fair, and it was if the department had any lag time or delay in reviewing it, that's on us. So hopefully we can get those back to you in a timely manner. But if ever there was a lag time, I would not worry about it as long as you submitted. Does the MCR cost report need to be signed? So in the past, we had said that yes, it did need to be signed, but because of the thousands or hundreds of facilities that were submitting them not signed, we were kind of in limbo with that, but I would submit the signed cost report because that is the one that you are submitting to Medicare. So please have your Medicare cost reports signed. And then another question is, where can we find the recorded session to view or share later? And thank you, I meant to mention this earlier, but we will be providing a recorded link to this webinar in the next few days once we receive it, and we will be posting it on the same website. There will be a link so you can share or view it at a later time. So I would expect to see that next week, just since we're in the middle of the week now. Okay, so we're gonna hold on for a few more minutes, see if there's any other questions coming in. Otherwise, if there's a more specific question you need answered, you can reach me at the costreporting@azdhs.gov email. Okay, so another question came in, and it is, how do we know what is a required field to enter on the forms? The ones that are the most important are definitely the facility ID or license number, as well as the dates, and definitely the contact information and the facility name. But the Arizona Administrative Code does a really good job of outlining what is expected and required of each facility and each specific form. So if you Google Arizona Administrative Code, I wonder if we have it. Yes, Title IX, Chapter 11, and it's actually on our website, a link to it that will tell you what is all required and necessary for your reports. Okay, another question is, can you send the Medicare cost report and then send the signed signature page? And we've had those submissions in the past. It's just a simple simple solution of just combining the PDF for us on our end. However, since now it's online, we would need both of those combined before you submit it, so that there aren't multiple MCR submissions under your facility name. Okay, another question came in. asking, will we receive a continuing education certificate? And for this webinar, we do not provide that. It's simply just a tool for you to be able to use our new reporting system. Okay, so we're going to wait a few more minutes. If any of you guys have more questions, please feel free to type them out. Otherwise, again, this will be available for you on our webpage, hopefully by next week. And you can always reach out to us by email or phone number, and the contact information is the very last tab on our cost reporting website, and there's the phone number and the email. And I try my best to keep up with it, but if you aren't getting an answer in a timely manner, feel free to keep emailing and calling. So again, I think I answered this question, but just in case, the question is it possible to add two uploaded documents for the cost report, one for the cost report and another for the signature page? It is technically possible through our website. However, we at the department would prefer it to be combined already into one Medicare cost report so that there's less confusion on our webpage when you go to that facility and try and download the Medicare cost report. So it's just cleaner way to just have it all in one file to be able to download. Okay, so any more questions? We'll stay online for a couple more minutes, but otherwise, we hope this was helpful, and we hope you start using our new reporting system, because we will begin to not be using the email to accept submissions pretty soon. Okay, so it looks like there's no more questions coming in, so we appreciate your time tuning into this webinar, and it will be available for you on our website, and please feel free to reach out to our email or phone line if you have any more questions. Other than that, have a great day, and thank you for using our new system.